we should be live on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever else you are. If you're sitting on your balcony, probably I'm going to come to you there as well via radio, or I just don't know, a satellite signal. I'm joking. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. This is where I talk about creating your executive presence. This is a topic that is close to my heart, and I will always be talking about three different but consistent points: leveling up to be seen as a master of your craft, landing the job that you want, and navigating hidden job market. The third one is leading a meaningful change, creating a before and after, a change that is associated with your name. So today's topic is it's an interesting one: an invisible enemy. I'm going to talk about resistance because this is something that I am dealing with currently because I'm doing a lot of new things and I see it in a lot of my clients. So today is a good investment of your time if you have been thinking about something, a change, something new, or something's been going on and on and on in your mind, but you haven't acted upon it. So from the time that you recognize something is in your mind to the time that you do something about it, this gap is your effectiveness distance. The conversations that I have with you here on Tuesday Talks always follow the same style. I always introduce a concept or a theory or a model. Then I present you a case, my case or my client's case to make it real. And then I always give you an action. Most of the time, a micro action. What's the point of listening to something and listening to the end of it without an action? And last thing is, I always invite you to one of the things that I'm doing, either a course or a program or a talk or something interesting that I'm certain that will be helpful to you. So with that, let's talk about resistance and what is this invisible enemy, with the definition of it. Resistance is invisible. It's something that you can't ever touch it, see it, or smell it, or hear it, but you can feel it. It's some sort of negative energy that stops us from moving forward. You have experienced it, and there is one type of it, one of the symptoms of it that you have seen, and it's been talked about a lot when it comes to peak performance. The first one is procrastination. Yes, you are aware of that and you've been dealing with that, and there are tons of methods out there that talk about that. So today, I don't want to talk about that because you know about it. I want to talk about more subtle types of resistance, how it appears in life in a way that perhaps we're not thinking about it. They're not as known as procrastination, but they are the ones that they're there. So let's talk about them. This is as much as note I've prepared for you. These are my 5 types of resistance. The Apart from procrastination, I want to talk about the need for support. Let's say you have this high heart goal, something that you've had in mind, and you do know that you need to act upon it. You do know that you gotta make a change. You do know that you gotta move forward. You do know that it's time. We're waiting for support, either from a friend, from a family member, from a spouse, or anyone around us, from someone that potentially can become a business partner, for a mentor to become available. And this need for support is something that is a sign that resistance is holding you back. For me, the need for support is having friends and family on your deathbed. What is it gonna do? One of the things that we work as leadership is you're going to move forward. And once you move forward, the things that you need will appear. The people will see you. They see that you're pushing forward. They see you've made a move and they will start supporting you. But if you are waiting for support to be available to you, so then you can move forward, I invite you to explore a little bit deeper. What's going on? What's this resistance? You do not need support to kick off something. Next one is the need for free time or free space. I mean, why? Why do you need free time and free space? You do know that anytime we want to make something happen, first we put that thing in the calendar and then we decide, okay, what are the unnecessary things that I can potentially remove, or what are the things that are necessary but I can deprioritize. So, this idea of I'm waiting for something, some free time to appear in my calendar, if you find yourself using that as an excuse, I want to be mindful that potentially, no, not potentially, definitely, you're resisting to the idea of your goal and why you need to move forward. So, this is another point of awareness, needing for free time. And I don't know if you've noticed, the moment that you start thinking about your goal, something new will pop up that needs all your time and attention. So be mindful of your tendencies and how you normally operate and what are your patterns, how resistance will show up for you when you want to move forward. Next one is the need for rest. Oh, or sometimes need for recovery, or sometimes they use the phrase of need for healing. I mean, why do you need to rest? You haven't started towards your goal. I mean, if you are really dealing with something that is suddenly has happened and you need to recover from that, yes, I get it. But generally, waiting to completely heal to start a project, completely recover or rest from something, then yes, what's the need for that? You have been moving forward with rest of your life and other activities while you're healing, while you're recovering, while you're resting. So just start whatever it needs and move these two things concurrently together. And of course, in peak performance, they will teach us that you go hard for a period and then you have recovery, which we talk about it in peak performance training, active recovery. But just waiting and resting and needing for a recovery to start something, I would say that is a form of resistance. So be mindful of that one. And the last one that I have here for you is a good one. It's the one that is smart, educated, thoughtful people will have a lot of that, and resistance show up for them in that style. The need to get advice and contemplate. The big question mark that they are, and the one that big questions that they need to answer. So what I would say, if you find yourself seeking advice, do I need to do this? Or maybe it's not the right time yet. Do I need to move my job to another one? Do I need to move my home? Do I need to start this project? Do I need to finish something? The fact that you are asking that question is just tells me that you got to do it. You got to do it. And the question and this need for getting advice and assessing all the possible scenarios is just resistance coming up in a form of pondering upon the matter. You don't need to ponder, or at least put a deadline on it. I'm going to explore this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. If you've been pondering over a matter for more than 2, 3 months, I will tell you this is resistance, your invisible enemy coming up in that form. So just find out what is the clarifying question and make a decision and move forward. I'm going to talk to you about two cases. One is my own case, and one is from my client, where resistance was in play and how I overcame it. When I wrote my book in February, early February this year, 23, it was ready. In fact, I rushed and put it on Amazon without talking to my editor because I just wanted to get it out. But then I was so scared. I didn't want to tell anyone in the world that I've done it because the resistance for this was so strong that I just didn't feel it's the right time, and I needed a little bit of rest because I was tired from writing it and publishing it and learning about the process. So I needed just a little bit of rest before I launched the book. And on top of that, because I was scared to publish the book and launch it, I suddenly in my life there was a family member that needed extreme attention from me. So of course I directed my entire attention to that. On top of that, I decided that it's time to get really sick, and as a result of that, I just didn't publish the book till July. But I was able to see myself that, like, there is something big. You're procrastinating, you're dealing with resistance. All of these things you could have managed and attended to the family member. You could have just shortened your recovery. I didn't need like really 2, 3 months to recover. I just needed maybe 1 month or so. But the point was, the moment I got aware of, hold on a second, there's something that you are delaying, resistance is in play, you're calling in all these troubles and all these problems. Hold on a second, let's do something about it. And let's put a date in the calendar as when you're going to launch it, and then go ahead with it. And I did. Still, it took me a while to be able to do that because that was a big deal for me. But launching the book was a big deal for me. I was quite scared. But the point is not how I overcome it. The point was I recognized something is in play. So I had to deal with it. And I did. The next case that I want to share with you is a case from a client, because this is a person that has been in this company. He was a person that has been in this company for 10 years, and he was really scared of being able to, first, what's going on in the market. Second is that just didn't want to go through any sort of interview. So to but he knew that he needs to make a change. So we have been in all sort of conversations and coaching conversations and sessions. So the problem was not, are we doing this or not? The problem was the days that he needed to go for having conversations and interviews and all of that, though he was ready. We had done mock interviews. He had had extensive number of coffees with different people in the industry, so he knew what he's doing, what he's talking, so he knew what is the potential. But as a result of resistance, as that he just didn't want to go forward, our invisible friend was in coming up, resistance. He decided that it's time to buy a property right in the middle of this conversation. And we work in engagement, 3 months engagement. So he knew that. And suddenly there was this great opportunity was coming up, that there is this really great possibility of buying a property. So he needed to put all his attention. So the conversations that we had together is that, do you realize this is another form of resistance? You have been in this house for 7 years, and you've been in this job for 10 years, and we've got only 3 months to work together and get you your next opportunity. And then suddenly the best opportunity comes up right when we are getting to close to the results. And we had a laugh about it. And he did admit that, of course, they went ahead with the participating in auction, but but we did move forward with him going into having the conversations and interviews and uh, getting the offer. So my point to you was the resistance and not wanting to move forward comes up in many shapes and forms. Just be aware of it. So, the action that I invite you to take is this. I want you to explore in last 6 months, because now we're getting to close to the end of the year. Explore in the last 6 months of your life. What is it that constantly is coming up for you and you know you're going to do it, but you are not acting upon it? What is it? How is it that resistance is showing up for you? Because for different people in different scenarios, there are different types of resistance, or sometimes it's very different. So find out that one. And then I want to introduce you to one book. This is the book that my mentor gave me, and it was always on my list. There's a book that is called The War of Art, not Art of War, which is 2,000 year old. War of Art, that talks about this topic extensively. And it's a really good read as well. Um, so, yes, your action is to explore where you have how resistance show up for you. Look at the book that I have suggested, The War of Art with Stephen Pressfield. And my invitation to you is this. If you are a senior manager that knows that they need to go for a higher profile role, but you have been dealing with resistance in specific shape or form in a way that has been invisible to you, I am inviting you to talk to me and look at where the possibilities are for you, because I definitely can help you to move forward towards your goals when it comes to your professional career. All right, my friend, let me connect all the dots and close the loop. We talked about resistance, invisible force, invisible energy, comes up in different shapes and forms. Procrastination is the first one that we know it. Second one is needing for support from friends and family. We're not going to do that. We're going to move forward. We are looking for free time. Never going to happen. You're going to book things first and then drop the unnecessary things or deprioritize. Need for rest and reset. You don't. Start, get it to a point, and then you rest. And the last one is questions and needing to advise and pondering upon the matters. You don't. If you've been thinking about something for more than 3 months, you got to make a call and move forward. Actions, explore your last 3 months, the book, and invitation to join me for a leadership audit. That's it, my friend, for Tuesday Talk. Resistance, your invisible enemy. I'll see you next week, same time, same place, and probably new people. Have a good one. Bye.